Alright, so to start out this video, this piece of tape on my palette, I'm going to be using the Morphe 350 palette, but I'm only going to be using a few of the shades. So this palette really isn't necessary for this look. I just like it because there's a lot of warm shades in it. I should probably show you what I'm using. I'm just going to be grabbing the usual, just like a few of these warm, more matte shades. I'm just going to be lightly dusting that into my crease to begin with, and my eyes are already primed. Alright, so I just wanted a quick mention with those light eyeshadows, I'm keeping them high in the crease, I'm not bringing them super low, and I'm also connecting them like to the outer corner. So you really want to make sure these colors are fully blended. This is what's going to make the look more seamless in the end. If you do smoky eyes and they can look choppy and unblended, this is probably why. You might have went in with a dark shadow right away or something too dark and just didn't have those colors underneath to help fully blend those darker shades. So these first few steps are extremely important. So I'm just going to use these darker or these lighter shades for the darker shades. Okay, so now moving on to like the actual smoky part, I guess. I'm going to be taking my NYX eyeshadow base in black. It just looks like this. They make one in skin color or skin tone, and I have that one as well. But I'm just going to ever so lightly dunk my finger in there, and I'm just going to be putting this really, really low on the lid. I'll show you guys, but I'm just going to explain a little bit that you don't want this black going too high because we don't want it to close down on the eye. You want to keep this black pretty low on the lid. I know this looks a little crazy, but I just wanted to show the next step. I'm going to be taking this little stiff dome brush. I'm just going to be like tapping around the edges. Also, you don't want to bring the black all the way into the inner corner. As you can see, I stopped right about where the colored part of my eye starts on the inside. But I'm just going to use this and lightly blend out the edges. Okay, so we're definitely one of those points in darker makeup looks where it's really easy to get frustrated and kind of want to give up, because at this point, this looks a little crazy and like it's not going to work. But I promise you, you keep blending and you keep working at it and it's going to work out. Blending is the key to all makeup looks. Unless, of course, it's something wrong with the colors. But when it comes to the colors are right, but it's just not looking right, keep blending, it'll get better. So next, I'm going to be taking this flatter shader brush, and in my Tartelette palette, I'm going to be taking, what's it called? Bombshell. I'm not actually going to make this, oh my gosh, a black look, so I'm going to be using this like dark purple. I'm going to make it just like with a little bit of color, and I know purple is very common to be used in smoky eyes, so I thought why not. I'm just going to get it on the shader brush and just pat it right on that black. Okay, in person, this purple definitely shows up black. I think it's because it's over that black base. That's fine. I mean, if for the lid color, you can really choose any color you want. Any sort of like darker color if you want to go with a dark smoky eye, or just keep it lighter for more like daytime if you want to wear a smoky eye during the day, which is fine, and you do whatever you want. So now this is the point where it becomes a lot of blending. This is obviously, it looks ridiculous, but it's very, very harsh and there's no blending whatsoever. Literally just took my finger, dipped it into that purple shade, and packed it on as much as I could. So now we're going to go back into the Morphe palette, or you can just go from the Tartelette palette. I just try to keep my crease warmer when it comes to looks like this because it makes it less intense. So I'm just be going back in with some of those lighter shades and even dipping into some of these oranges in the upper crease. Just a little bit goes a long way, but that really can make the whole look pop when it comes to these sort of looks. So I'm just going to be taking those warmer browns and gradually adding darker ones just to really blend it out. But I'm not going to put any dark browns in my crease. I'm just going to be using these shades to really help to blend out this black shadow into a more gradual look. I just want to take a quick break from the blending and show you the difference. This eye has like maybe 2 swipes of blending. I just put a little something in the crease and stopped, and I worked on this eye for a while. As you can see, this eye has a lot more of a gradient effect when it comes to the eyeshadows, whereas this one is very harsh. So that is why blending is so key when it comes to these looks. Like if it still doesn't look right to you, granted, I have no foundation on, no anything but eyeshadow, so it's gonna look weird until you have it all complete. But it's getting pretty close to where I want it to be. So, and I can see myself with lashes and all that on, and it looks just fine to me. So that is where you want this makeup look. So I think that's all the blending that I need for my lids. If I notice it, usually I end up blending more and more throughout the video. But for a look like this, you can definitely pull off a like starker white, even like metallic-y highlight on the brow bone. I usually don't like shimmer in my brow bone, but today I'm going to go with it anyway. I'm going to mix like a pale white with a champagne-y silver, and drag that all along the underside of my brow. Just because I really want to bring some light to this look, and this is one of the best and most subtle ways to do that. And then just make sure you grab your fluffy brush and just quickly blend between that seam. Alright, so I'm not going to put shimmer on the lid, which I was really tempted to. I have this Ulta glitter eye top coat, which is this super cool like black pigment, but then it has reflex of like rainbow in it, and I was like, this would look so cool. But I'm going to do something different and keep this matte and put something really shimmery in the inner corner. So I'm going to move on to lashes. I did do some shopping today at Ulta, and I thought I would try out these products in this video. So the first new product I got is these lashes from Allure. They're the Dramatic number 202. And they are very dramatic. I'm afraid they're going to overwhelm my eye, but I'm just going to go ahead and try it out. I'm not going to put on any liner. This look is dark enough. I don't think it needs liner. If you want to throw on some liner, then go for it. I just don't think it needs it. I'll probably line the tight line, which is like the upper lid waterline thing. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just going to do the tight line and then some lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so to say that these lashes are anything less than dramatic would be an understatement. Like, they're wearable. Like, the box says they're wearable. Yeah, they're wearable. My lips are chapped. But they're heavy. Like, I feel them. I can obviously feel them, like, when I look up. The band is very thick, so if you are new to lashes, I would recommend this particular pair. They have some that are lighter that are really, really, really pretty, and they're really easy to put on. But the thicker the lashes, the more band is going to be there because the more hairs they had to kind of braid into it. So that's just a fair warning. The camera makes me look absolutely ridiculous, not gonna lie, because it's casting these shadows. That's not actually the lash right there, that's the shadow. I'm gonna just pull this up. That's a better representation of them because there's that shadow casting on my face. So just ignore that. I hope this kind of shows you what the lashes look like. I cut this one a little short on accident. This one's like perfect. This one's a little short. Just gonna move on. I bought them to try them out, see how they are, so that's what we're gonna do. So moving on to face. I bought the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glows. Now I saw these when I was working at Ulta. Okay, I just had to make sure it was still wet. A few days ago, and we didn't put them out yet. And I was so mad. So today I went out and I finally found them, and I bought them. I bought two shades. I got 208 and 209. 209 is definitely too dark, but in the lighting there, I held this and I was like, oh, you know, maybe if I tan for a day or two in the sun, this will be me. I don't think so. It's also very olivey, and I'm a bit more of a pink undertone than an olive undertone, so I might just use that as like a cream bronzer or whatever. So I'm praying this one works. If it's too light, I'll just mix a little bit with that one. But I've heard good things about this, so I'm excited to try it. I'm just going to put a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a bit. And I'm going in with no primer, nothing. I just want to test to see how the foundation itself looks on skin. Obviously, I would wear a primer with it if I wore this out, but it's 8 o'clock at night and I have no plans. So this is all good. I just want to see how it looks on my bare skin. So my first impression or first thought is it does have a pretty strong like alcohol smell, like chemical. It's not super overwhelming, but nah, it's gone now. But holy smokes, look at that glow. So I put on one fairly small layer. Of course, in the camera, it's not showing up like I have anything on at all, but I do. So that's about, I'd say that's light coverage for me. So I'm just gonna go in with another layer because with a look like this, you want full coverage. You don't want anything peeking through. You basically want to look like a doll. That scent at first, it's just very strong. Goes away quickly, but it still like kind of hits you right away. So I still think this shade I bought is a bit too dark, but that is okay. This lighting does nothing good for my skin. Maybe if I self-tan, it'll work. I know it'll work with self-tanner, but oops, I'll grab a lighter shade like tomorrow or something. So I'm just gonna go in with the third layer and then I'm gonna come back. I'll like have finished my concealer. Not sure what else I'll do, but I'm just gonna go do that. Okay, so quick before I do highlighter, I kind of started doing my highlight there, but this set has no highlight, and I even set the under eye area along with where I contoured. And yeah, there's still a pretty good glow going through, so I'm really impressed with like the actual radiance of this foundation. Even though I bought it a shade dark, you can always buy shades lighter or darker, but you can't change the formula. And I really do, that's a little bit, I'm using this, if you guys want to know, it's the Pure Sun-Kissed Glow. They're cream. Ooh, they're cream ones. And on days I really want a strong highlight, I'll put on the cream one first. And then we go in with the Anastasia Glow Kit in that glow. So basically when you see me next, I'm going to be beaming. I just wanted to show you guys a quick little snip of the foundation and see how it still has a glow even after you set it, which I really, really like because I know it'll stay put, but it'll still give me luminosity. Right, now I have on all my highlight. It's very, very bright today. I have quite possibly the boldest brows I have ever done. I'm going to quickly do my lower lash line. I'm just going to be taking that dark purple and a really, really precise brush. I'm not going to be able to do this like this. But I'm just going to tightly trace it along my lower lash line, and then just taking a smaller blending brush and some of those warmer browns that we used, blend it out. I'm only going to go into where the black stops on the lid as well, that like that first part of the colored part of my eye. Okay, so now that is all nice and blended, I went ahead and I just took like two really light shimmery shades and put that in my inner corner pretty intensely because I really want that to help open up the eye so I don't look closed in. And some lower lash mascara, you know, stuff I think everybody pretty much has a slight grasp on how to do. If you really want to take this look to the next level, use a glitter eye top coat on the inner corner. I was really debating using this one in Fairy Princess. It's like a more pink toned. I have this one, the black one I showed you, and then I have like a silver toned one. They're super duper pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and pop that on the inner corner just because why not? I might have to go grab a clean brush because all my brushes are just absolutely... I'm not sure if the camera's going to be able to pick this up, but I'll just move it up again. Yep, I put some of that shimmer. There we go. We are glowy today. Or tonight, whatever. So for the last step of this look, the last product that I bought that's new is the Color Jolt Intense Lip Paint. I'm not sure if these are supposed to be matte. I don't really know what their deal is. It's very small packaging, not gonna lie. It kind of looks like something you get as like a free sample. You know, at Ulta, you buy something, you get something for free. Oh, they toss this in your bag. No, I think this was only like $5. I can check. Oh shit. This was 10 bucks. This little guy was $10 in the palm of my hand. Pretty a little up there for this little guy. Like, I'm sure you could probably go through this pretty quick if you used it every day. So this is the, like, not the lightest shade, but their first shade, which is stripped down. Their other neutral color was just a little bit pinkier. So I'm just going to go in, no lip liner. I just want to see how the product wears by itself in its true formula and pigmentation. So I like the felt tip. Look, kind of looks like maybe someone squeezed it. I don't know if it was used. I don't think so. But I've never used a felt tip applicator like this. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. Before I kind of do my outro, I'm just going to give my little 2 cents on this. It is small, but it is beautiful. The color, I don't know if I would wear it with this eye look, to be completely honest. With something like this, I would go with something much more nudie and not so pink. Because in the tube, like this, color looks much more browny than it shows up. I would probably use something like NYX Lip Lingerie right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is something I would use with this look. There's that, and I'll compare it to Color Jolt. Or I also purchased some Jeffree Star stuff. I got Mannequin, and I love it. I would definitely wear that with this. So this is the Color Jolt in Strip Down, and then this is the NYX Push Up, or NYX Lingerie in Push Up. So as you can see, the Jolt is much pinkier than, well, at least than I was expecting. But you would almost think that this could probably come out of, this color could come out of this. The Lip Lingerie, definitely a color I would wear with this. With a dark smoky eye, you definitely want something quite pale and kind of neutral, not so pinky toned. Color Jolt, don't get me wrong, this is a beautiful everyday sort of shade. If you just throw on some wing liner, some eyelashes, or just curl your eyelashes, put this on, it's gonna be gorgeous. It felt super moisturizing. It was super creamy, not streaky whatsoever. I have very liney lips, so when I smile, like this one settles very bad. I love this color, don't get me wrong. Not a big fan of the formula. It's a little too thick and moussey, but it's a beautiful color. This, no streaks, super duper pigmented. Highly would recommend, just not with this look. That's literally the only issue that I have with it. It's not even really an issue. It's just that it doesn't go with this look, but it probably would go with literally any other look. So this is the completed look. Bring this up again. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.